I think from there, I'm going to start, and I want to first of all ask each of the candidates for a 5-minute opening statement. And I'm going to start with Gary McHale right here to my immediate right. So Gary, if you will, please.
I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. This is part of the democratic process where you have an opportunity to hear what each one of the candidates hopefully are going to accomplish in the next 4 years if they are voted in. And I think this is a very important election. It's really an election about a hope for the future, hope for that there could be economic development within the area, hope that we can keep the jobs that we already have and build on and try to get additional jobs. If you saw our ad in today's regional news, it's a full-page ad on regarding what we think would be a good development for DCE to try to get the Ontario government to build something there that will bring in tourists to the area on a regular basis. There's no doubt that the Ontario government will never allow a subdivision on the DCE, but we can't avoid talking about the fact that we have an economic problem because of Douglas Creek Estates. We have an economic problem because of how McGuinty and the OPP handled the situation. Lots of homes have not been built. There was a subdivision that was planned for over 3,000 homes over by McClung Road. That particular company that was planning that actually had committed to spend the $20 million to build the bridge to cross the river. They didn't get the subdivision, so we don't have the bridge. So there have been many side effects to what took place. There's been jobs lost all over every single ward in this county. And so we can't avoid talking about Douglas Creek Estates. We got to have a vision for what we can do. Next year is a provincial election. We got to have a council that's going to voice their opinion, be strong and be bold, and demand things from the Ontario government. They're the ones that create the problem. They're the ones that can solve the problem. Governments will always throw money at problems. If we work together to try to get them to build something on DC that will create jobs, that will cause developers to believe that they can have confidence in this area. As a council, we have to also try to cut red tape. We've had so many developers tell us, the builders that we've been involved in, that tell us that it's far easier to work in Norfolk than it is in Haldimand County. They tell us that was true even before Douglas Creek Estates. It's even more true today. So we need to find ways to talk to the developers, the people, the corporations that are going to bring business here, and see what it is that we are doing in Haldimand County that they think are red tape for them. The other thing we really need to do is, as a council, we need to have a business plan by where we go out to large corporations and attract them to Haldimand County. Don't wait for them to come here. There's no reason why we could not send delegations to the various large corporations in Toronto and tell them all the benefits of locating in Haldimand County. That's how you attract businesses to your area. Small communities have done this over the years. There's no reason why Haldimand County could not be very proactive in approaching corporations and asking them, look, we have a great area here, a lot of parking, a lot of employees that you could hire, and so this is a place to develop. But they're not going to come here on their own. We have to provide them the reasons to come here. There are many serious issues in this county, and yet one of the things that have come up during the election is back in August of this year, the council made an effort of passing a new bylaw against pets. By and large, the vast majority of pets that you're about to buy in a pet store are now illegal in Haldimand County. The Kilman Zoo had invited everybody out to the zoo over the weekend. Only a few of the members, people showed up. Various pet supply places have raised this issue in the various wards. You can have a Pot-Bellied pig, but your daughter better not ask for a canary, because that wouldn't be allowed. And you can't have a goldfish, but you can have a bison. Now, I don't know how this makes any sense to Haldimand Council with all the serious problems we have, that they would focus on these kind of things. But that, again, isn't pro-business. Why are you putting these rules in that doesn't help attract business, and in fact, actually, you're meddling in people's lives? Why can't someone have a canary? We absolutely have to be clear to business that if you come and invest your money here, we as a council will ensure the security of your investment. We will be proactive to make sure that if you bring money here, if you bring $10 million or $100 million here, we are not going to allow occupation. We're not going to allow the OPP not to do the job. We as council have to speak up. And thank you.
Thank you. Craig, 5 minutes, please.
Does anyone want me to stand up?
Yes!
Now that thing ain't gonna work too well. If I may. First, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to come to listen and ask questions and become better acquainted with those who wish to serve you here today. Secondly, I'd like to acknowledge each and every one of the candidates for standing up and putting their name forward. Most importantly, I have to thank my wife and my 2 sons for their support over the last 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be sure of a few things here. Caledonia is not up for debate. Caledonia is not a punchline. Caledonia is not about a single agenda or a moment in time. Haldimand indeed will have a significant issue, or it has a significant issue that remains outside the county's control. It is not unlike other municipalities, however, for like every municipality, we face challenges and we strive to overcome them. Caledonia is our home. It is where we care for our families and desire more for our children. It is our neighborhood where we share our lives, and it is our community where we contribute to charity, volunteer, and come together with a collective voice. In the spirit of working together on the issues we can't control, Caledonia businesses have forged forward with our community prevailing over the challenge placed before us. 4 years ago, I stood before you with a commitment to embrace the issues, provide responsible leadership, and deliver the voice of a community, responsibly and respectfully. Throughout my term, I have endeavored to build partnerships and work to open doors of communication while remaining committed to provide a positive influence on the concerns that we face. It should come as no surprise that the occupation of DCE continues to be a question of concern, not only for Caledonia, but Haldimand. As your councillor, I have challenged the federal and provincial governments to become more directly involved in the situation of their creation, and it is not ours to bear. At each turn, I have encouraged all levels of government to be more aware of the effects of the occupation and be more diligent in providing answers to constituents. Let's be honest. Even though the barricades are down and things appear quiet, we must admit those barricades still exist in the hearts and minds of non-natives and natives alike. As the situation continues, there is still pain, frustration, anger, and yes, misunderstanding on both sides as the impacts continue to be felt. As a community, we have turned to the federal and provincial governments for answers and found little of substance in their direction. Indeed, we as residents and businesses are being left to discover our own solutions. As your councillor, I have taken initiative to work with residents and council to arrange meetings with all interested parties in the belief that without dialogue, there will never be understanding and the resolution that we desire. As negotiations over land claims in DCE have all but disappeared, I share the opinion of many in Caledonia that lasting resolve, peace, and confidence cannot be manufactured in a boardroom, that it cannot be dictated to our community, and that we must try and do more to preserve what we need to do for our future. A wise person once wrote, "To plant a garden today shows vision and the potential for growth tomorrow." Achievements cannot be made while standing still or looking backward. To promote a better image and restore confidence locally, I worked with various residents, the Chamber of Commerce, BAA, Revitalization Caledonia, and the Caledonia Marketing Collective, amongst others. I maintained my involvement in the community, worked with businesses and volunteers to witness Caledonia come together like never before. Today we are participating in commercial and community vibrancy initiatives like the Get a Card, Main Street Ontario, and Streetscape. We also have what the county has provided us with, the Community Improvement Program. Working cohesively together, these programs have and are set to enhance a vision of our business core and strengthen our community image. Physically, the Community Improvement Program in place for our historic business cores has assisted in generating over $1 million in economic development locally and should be expanded in the upcoming years. Starting this fall, and continuing through 2011, the Main Street Ontario and Streetscape programs will seek your input to help reshape Argyle with our vision to take hold in 2012. It is my hope that in this process, we will enable our community to become more pedestrian accessible and Argyle more user-friendly. Our aging road infrastructure has and will continue to receive updates on both the north and south shores, with overlay projects substantially completed by 2013. Major reconstruction will also be occurring at Lyons in 2011, Argyle 2012, Wigton 2014, and Caithness in 2016. Ladies and gentlemen, considering time constraints, I have tried to provide you a small glimpse of what I've worked on as your councillor. Caledonia is not just getting better, it is better. My direction comes through you, and my passion comes from wanting more for my community.